you're lonely. You have friends, but you're lonely. And it's not because they're not trying, it's because there's some distance you've created so large between you and them. They couldn't reach you even if they tried, and you don't even want them to. Because you're lonely and it's miserable, but being miserable quietly is less scary than having someone see you in your depravity. There's comfort in this loneliness, there's something you like about it. Because if nobody new ever comes near, if nobody is ever your friend, they can never hurt you again.
Oh my gosh, now that I understand the science behind my behavior and how I interacted with other people, I love myself so much now. The thing that was very specific with me is that I was very hyper independent, so I found it very hard to seek out communication with other people because it was something that I never had practice for. I grew up as an only child, so I found it very difficult to reach out to people. Even though I liked them as a person, I didn't know how to express that. And I was so afraid of getting attached to them and them knowing that I'm very attached to them already. So ang ginawa ko is I acted cold. Because that's just how I am. I'm kind of cold, a cold person. Pagka makikilala mo naman ako, makikita mo kung gaano ko mapagmahal and maalaga din naman ako sa mga tao that I care about. Tapos, naiintindihan ko na kung bakit niya ako nagustuhan. Kasi ngayon na gusto ko na yung sarili ko, nakikita ko na yung mga bagay na nakita niya sa akin. Kasi dati talaga, I hated myself. I had this hate and resentment over myself, and I found it very hard to accept other people's love and affection because I couldn't even comprehend the fact that I was deserving of it. Because, syempre, traumatic or emotional experiences from our past dictates our core beliefs of who we are and our self-identity. And honestly, I'm so thankful na hindi siya nag-work out kasi ngayon nakilala ko na yung sarili ko in a much deeper sense and a deeper level. I wouldn't have realized the importance of self-compassion, self-love, self-acceptance, and the comfort that religion brings, the sense of peace, and kapayapaan na nagbibigay sa'yo ng pag-asa to keep going in life. Because at some point, you will have these questions about life, like what are we doing here and why am I here, things like that, like existential questions. And we cannot find these answers by relationships. We need to build that relationship with God. And the moment that we realize that we are capable of having a relationship with God, our whole life will literally shift. Because you will not be attached to situations, you will not be attached to people. Because I grew up in a place where one of my guardians was very negative, and she would always talk shit behind other people's back. I would automatically think that people are also doing that, and people are always talking shit about me, even though they're not even talking shit. We're literally not as important as we realize. They're all busy worrying about themselves, they're not thinking about us as much as we're assuming. And we need to realize that kasi it'll just bring you unnecessary stress kung lagi mo iniisip ka lagi ng mga tao, they're judging you. Babe, you're judging yourself. The fact that you are thinking that other people are worried about you that much is honestly kind of embarrassing, because they're just obsessed with their own life and their own identity and how people perceive them as much as you. So don't think that everybody's thinking about you 24/7. That's really, really bad. It's not healthy to think that way. So yeah, also I realized I had this great deep sense of self-hatred, and I literally was so negative. I didn't show these parts of myself because I thought that it was not acceptable, so I shamed these parts of myself. I demonized these negative emotions like sadness, anger, and low vibration energies or emotions, because I felt it was unacceptable. And every time I expressed sadness, for example, my parents would minimize what I felt or devalue or invalidate or tell me that I'm like overreacting or being too sensitive. Like, no, I'm allowed to feel these things, because if you don't feel these things and you suppress because of your like childhood upbringing, you're gonna regret it, because it's gonna haunt you years later and it's gonna ruin your inner peace. So whether you like it or not, you have to deal with the emotions now. As uncomfortable as it is, you have to sit with your emotions and purge them now, deal with them now, so that you can get rid of them and heal properly. Kasi you have to deal with it at some point, so might as well do it now. Like, stop like suppressing your emotions. Like, you're supposed to feel, you're allowed to feel, you know, you're human, literally. But for so long, my parents invalidated how I felt a lot, so I did that to myself. And you know what? You don't realize this, but the way you talk to yourself is so much more important than you realize. Talk to yourself as if you're talking to your inner child. Because if you don't, like, you are gonna keep feeding yourself all these lies and self-limiting beliefs, and you will never succeed in life if you're gonna be your number one hater. Literally, we are our own worst critique already, and we're already comparing ourselves to other people, like, inevitably. So, like, if you find your parents like comparing you to other people, let them know what it makes you feel, how it makes you feel, because they don't realize how like damaging that is. Literally, if I'm gonna have a kid, I'm gonna make sure I don't compare them to other people, because I know that in the past I already compared myself. So like, comparing yourself to other people is definitely not something you should do. It's gonna mess with your sense of inner peace. You deserve inner peace. You deserve to feel safe with your adult self, okay? Your inner child deserves to feel safe with the adult version of you. You are capable of achieving anything, but sometimes we have these limiting beliefs that were planted in us like years ago from our parents. But we don't have to live like this. You have to realize these things are not something that we fly with. Like, we don't have to accept these things as our reality. We can dictate how our life turns out. We don't have to keep getting stuck in these labels that other people give us. Literally, they don't even know you. They think they know you, but they don't know you. You are the one who knows yourself the most. So don't let anybody else tell you who you are. Yeah, like, you have to say no. You're not gonna keep telling me who I am and who I am not. Literally, because if you're gonna keep living in other people's labels, then who are you living for? Literally, whose life are you living? Their life or your life? If it's making you miserable, don't claim it. Give yourself goals that actually will help you change your life. Like, girl, know yourself so much that when other people try to talk in your ears telling you who you are, it doesn't even process in your brain, because you know that they're just constantly projecting. All of us humans constantly project what we're feeling inside. If you find yourself saying, oh, that person is so ugly, maybe that's what you think about yourself. Because if you were truly happy with who you are and what you look like and what type of person you are, you won't even have time wasting. You won't even waste time, hating on other people. Because honestly, what's that doing for your life? It's not gonna benefit you if you talk shit about other people. Like, shouldn't you be like using that energy in yourself, in your life, and how you can improve as a person? Know that knowledge is key. And guys, you have to realize this. Once you get to know yourself little by little and ask yourself difficult and challenging questions about your past and about who you are as a person, like, write down notes, write down and journal shadow prompts questions. Answer these, because honestly, it's gonna open your eyes up and it's gonna make you learn about yourself. Life is like a class. Life is school, and journaling is like taking notes, but in life, about yourself, and you're the subject, baby. Like, get to know yourself so well that other people's opinions of you won't even dictate your self-identity. You're the only one who can dictate how you look at yourself. You don't have to use other people's labels and keep yourself in a little box forever. You can reinvent yourself whenever you want. You're literally so powerful. You don't even realize it. You're literally a walking miracle. And you were born for a reason. You were chosen to be here for a reason. So don't ever let other people make you feel like you're not worth it. Don't care about other people's opinions. Live your life. In the past, I created this platform on TikTok, and this situation really made me believe in myself again. Because like, if I was able to create a platform on there and I didn't care about other people's opinion, literally I got so much hate on my like old dance videos on TikTok because I wasn't as good, and I was literally using TikTok as like a video diary compilation, and I would literally post even though I wasn't good. Like I didn't even mind like about like other people. I was just doing what I was enjoying, you know. I was just doing what I enjoyed. I didn't even realize this, but that amount of consistency really like created a platform that I never even dreamt of. And that's so amazing. Like when you're not focused on the results, you literally flourish so much more. If you're so worried about the results, I feel like you create resistance from it. Like the more detached you are from situations, the more easier it'll come to you, literally. Because I had these like negative limiting beliefs hunting me from the past, and worrying about like what other people might think if I post, you know, long like educational and talking videos. And honestly, it made me realize like, why should I care about what they think? They're not even in my life anymore. Why should I let other people's insecurities affect me? You know, what they're talking about is none of my business. What they're saying about me is not valid to me, because who are they? Literally, who are these people? Why would you give your power? Why would you give other people power to rule your life? This is your life, honey. This is your life, and if you're gonna keep living to please other people, then what's the point of life? This is your life. You're supposed to make decisions for you. Don't listen to these like noises. Go on the path that you feel drawn to. And do you know why they're talking crap about you? It's because they see light in you. They see that your potential is crazy. Because honey, if you're spiritually aware, you would know that talking about other people is just gonna drain your energy. You don't need to do that. You can use that time and divert your energy back onto yourself. It literally has no benefits. Talking about other people, you just sound insecure. Like, don't let other people's projection dictate how you feel about yourself. You literally worked so hard to gain your self-love and self-trust, and you're gonna let these other people's opinion tell you your worth? No. Don't do that. Honestly, you have to protect your inner child. If some people are disrespecting you, you know, talking shit to you, don't even welcome them into your life. Don't surround yourself with them. Stay as far away as possible. Why should you get to know yourself? Guys, once you really get to know yourself, nobody else can take away that self-worth that you have inside of you. And the more you know someone or something, the more you love it, the more you'll accept it. So this is not linear too. It doesn't just work like, I hate myself now, I love myself already. No, it doesn't work like that. It works in graduals. Like, sometimes you feel good, sometimes you feel bad, but that's just life. And honestly, like, building a relationship with God really shifted my self growth too, because without believing in God, my life was very dark, and I didn't find it worth it to keep going, because I felt like everything is gonna end one day, so what's the point? But honestly, the fact that you're alive, you're literally so blessed. You have no idea. And these people that are also projecting negative things to you, they're so scared because they can see something in you that they lack in themselves. Like, they're scared of your potential, babe. You have to realize that. Don't let other people's opinions shape your decisions. You have the power to choose what you let affect you. We all have to realize that our mind is a very powerful thing. Whatever we think about, we literally manifest. So you have to be very careful of the things that you think. Don't plant negative thoughts in your mind. The world is already gonna challenge you and trigger you and hurt you. So why would you be the person to hurt yourself? Why would you be your number one hater? Why would you be your number one abuser? If these other people didn't see your worth, you have to see your worth. And don't settle for anything less. I literally gained so much respect for myself because I realized wow, I've really gone through a lot. And I went through things emotionally by myself all my life. And that takes a lot of strength and resilience. I'm an only child, so I literally have no constant bond with a sibling, and that can be really lonely. But it honestly made me so much more stronger. And I don't realize how strong I really am. I need you guys to realize how strong you are. All these lessons, they're just meant to teach you a lesson. All these situations, they're just meant to teach you a lesson. Just take what you can from it. Don't let it destroy you. You're supposed to be better after you interact with other people, You're the only one that has you forever. And if you have a fear of abandonment, which I also had, don't even fear that anymore. Try to resolve that trauma, because you're the only one who will never abandon you, even care. Honestly, I'm so secure within myself that I don't even think about, oh, what if they abandon me? Oh no, what if this connection doesn't last? Oh no, I feel like this is not gonna be forever. Stop saying those things about yourself. Maybe try doing it another way. Try being positive about it and be what if it does last? What if this is the person for you? And not everyone in our lives that we meet is supposed to stay. Some people are just meant to teach us something, and you guys are meant to separate paths and go on with your lives. Because if we keep living in the past, we will never be able to live in the now. And the more we live in the past, we become depressed. You guys also have to realize living in the past is gonna make you depressed, and living too much in the future is gonna make you feel so anxious. So try to live in the now as much as possible. List things that you're grateful for. Always say thank you, universe. Thank you, God. Whatever you believe in, so that those things will be coming to you effortlessly, and you will attract them more. You will attract positive things. And always say to yourself, I only attract positive things that will elevate me. And if you know certain types of people don't have personality or don't have talents that you admire, or traits that you also want for yourself, why are you hanging out with them? If you have nothing that you admire about these people, why are you hanging out with them? You literally become who you hang out with. So be very, very selective and picky of who you let around your energy. You're more precious and you're more valuable than you think. Don't ever settle for just whatever. Because if you show the universe that you're just willing to take whatever, then honey, you're not gonna attract good things. You have to also set a standard for yourself. If you're not getting value from these people, if you're not getting money from them, what's the point? Literally, stop wasting your time hanging out with random people. Hang out with yourself. So many people feel lonely and they try to hang out with other people to try and fix it, but it's not worth it, guys. It's not beneficial in the long run. You're supposed to stay by yourself, because you're supposed to meet the deepest version of yourself. You're supposed to find You're supposed to find core wounds in yourself and work on healing them. Why waste so much time with other people? They're literally doing nothing for your life. Are they helping you become a better person? No. Are they inspiring you to try harder in life? No. Are they sparking some inspiration to reach for more? No. So don't hang out with just anybody, guys. Honestly, I'm so content with my own company that I'd rather be alone rather than be wasting time with other people. I also don't want to waste their time and my time. Like, I'm literally so content with my own company that I don't even find it necessary to hang out with other people. You have to love yourself so much, love your own company, get to know yourself so well. I've also heard from self-help videos that it's very important to act like how your higher self would act. So the highest version of yourself, would they rather sleep all day or would they rather do small tasks that will make them feel fulfilled? Like, you can literally change your life by just changing small habits and exchanging your bad habits with good ones. Journal, and clean your surroundings, because if you have a cluttered surroundings, that's what you're gonna attract in your life. If your environment is messy, you're literally showing the universe that you don't respect yourself. So start with your space. Make sure that it's clean, make sure that it's organized. And honestly, it's so healing because like for so long I've let go of myself. Like, I didn't even care if like I couldn't like walk in my room anymore because of how like messy it is. But like, it's so easy to like mess it up, but it's also easy to maintain it. You just have to have the self-control, baby. And literally I would have these depressed moments back then where I didn't even eat, I didn't even drink water, I didn't even get up my bed because of how miserable and numb and lonely I was. But honestly, the only person that I needed was myself. I'm so happy now that I realized I never have to feel lonely again. And even if I do, because we were all designed for human connection, but honestly, like, sometimes you have to give that to yourself. Like, I saw self-help videos saying that you should hug yourself, and honestly, you should hug yourself. Like, you're so willing to give this love, so willing to give love to other people, but you forget to give it to yourself. You need it the most. How are you gonna help other people if you don't even love yourself? You don't even help yourself. Honestly, in the past, I was low-key a people pleaser and I would disassociate in school. And literally, whenever my close friend that time would go through something, I would comfort them to the best of my abilities, even though I was also dealing with a hard time. How are you supposed to receive love if you don't even know how to give it to yourself? How are you supposed to receive love if you don't think that you're worthy of it? How are you supposed to love other people if you don't even love yourself? How are you supposed to believe that other people like you if you don't even like yourself? How can you love yourself? You love yourself by knowing yourself. So journal, ask yourself hard shadow work questions, and write down everything that you're thinking. And honestly, it gives you so much peace of mind and gives you so much clarity. Journaling really helps you get to know yourself better. And honestly, you guys are so worried like dating other people. Have you dated yourself? Do you like spending time with yourself? You guys are so worried of being alone, but you don't realize you're never alone. You're always with yourself. Honestly, in the past, whenever I had rare connections or friendships with other people, I literally would show up for them, even though I was also dealing with a lot of problems in my life and struggles. I wouldn't find the courage inside of me to really share what I'm going through because I was so programmed by my upbringing to be independent. I was very hyper independent ever since I was young. Like, my parents moved to a different country, so I was with my father. And also, your parents are trying their best. They're being parents for the first time, so try to be compassionate about that. But they don't know how to be emotionally connected or intimate with you because they also never got it from their parents. It's a generational curse, but you have to be the cycle breaker. You don't have to pass on trauma onto your kids. You don't have to keep this going, If you know it's negative, you can stop it. And honestly, with friendships, I would show up for other people, but I would never show up for myself. I would go through hard times and I would be like, why is nobody here for me? It's because I wasn't brave enough yet to show and share my struggles and ask for help, because I was never taught how to, I grew up dealing with my own emotions by myself. And yeah, that's why it will leave you depleted if you don't show yourself. Let other people help you. You help them so much. You show up for other people, but you don't even show up for yourself. You deserve help too.